This is lesson 7-3, solving a system of inequalities by graphing.
Steps to finding your solution set are as follows. Graph both inequalities on the same set of axes. When you shade, you probably want to use different markings. I would suggest using different highlighters. Make sure you label both of your inequalities properly with the original function. Then you want to mark your solution set where the markings are the same with an S or whatever letter the problem tells you to use. Step 3 would be to answer any additional questions that are asked of you in the problem. Here's an example. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to do the example. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that both of my equations, or my inequalities, are in slope-intercept form. That didn't happen here with the second one or the first one. So the first thing I did in yellow is I did the first one. I got it to be y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 4. The second one I did in blue, and I got that to be y is less than x plus 2. So now I'm going to graph the inequalities. There is the yellow inequality, or the first inequality. Notice I used a highlighter for a reason. Watch what happens when I do the blue. I have a dashed line, I highlight, and my solution set turned partially green. That's why I suggest using highlighters that have contrasting colors like blue and yellow, because your solution set will turn green. And I mark it with an S. So here's a word problem example. Pause the video at this point to give yourself a chance to do the word problem example. So I need to define my variables. X in this case can be the hours playing basketball, and Y can be the hours of homework. I then need to set up two inequalities because I see the phrase at most. X plus Y is less than or equal to 6. My other inequality is going to be X is less than 2 because I want to spend less than 2 hours playing basketball. So, on my graph, which I've set up, I only need the top right-hand corner because, again, I'm dealing with hours and I'm dealing with playing sports, so I only need to make sure that I have the positive parts of the graph. Now, the first thing I need to do is change x plus y is less than or equal to 6 to slope-intercept form. And I've done that by going y is less than or equal to negative x plus 6. I then graph that inequality as such and highlight it. X is less than 2 is going to be a vertical line. It's going to be a dashed line because we don't have a bar underneath the sign. And less means I need to shade to the left, which I've done here. You can see where my graph turns green, and that is where my solution set will be. If you're having any difficulty with this particular lesson, please consult your teacher in class.